All right. So this is a special edition while we're traveling of DT stories. Okay. And I have a special guest.
I'm special.
I have a special guest. Her name is Mama. That's her name. Okay. So
Why you ain't never call me like mom or mother? Sometimes you say oh mother, but most of the time it's mama. You and Taylor, mama. Okay, but I love it. I love it.
Mama.
Sit down,
And
Bentley.
this is
You would call me
Bentley.
that too if you can say
So
so.
this is the story about how I
Sit down.
threw powder all over my room in an attempt to be artistic. That's what we're going to call it. So we were living in Panama. For those of you who don't know, I used to live in Panama, not in Florida. Panama, the country, not Panama City, Panama, the country. And I was an only child at the time. And so I used to entertain myself. And I believe that this particular day, was anybody home? Okay, everybody was home.
Your daddy.
My dad was home. DJ Slice was home. So he was supposed to be watching me.
Yeah, but I think you were up in your room like you normally were.
Yeah, I was up in my
supposed
room.
to be.
I was up in my room being a kid because that's what kids do.
Supposed to be.
They do kid stuff. So I'm up in my room. I'm chilling, having a good time. And I remember, like, even when I think back now, I think I had an obsession with powder. I like the way powder smelled. I like the little dust. Like, so that's why I like when LeBron James do the powder. I get a little anxiety and I'm like, LeBron, you might not want to do that. You might get in trouble when I see him do that. But I liked powder for some reason. And I know y'all gonna make some type of joke about drugs. And I don't mean that type of powder. We don't do that stuff, okay? I like the powder.
Yeah.
I haven't used powder in a long time, actually.
No.
I don't think it's good for you.
I think that something came out about powder, but I think it was that the shower stuff. I don't know, and Johnson & Johnson. I don't know.
Yeah,
So a lot of
yeah.
people don't use the
I
powder.
don't use the powder no
But
more.
I didn't use it as far as that. I think I used it like old school. You know how we old school when you
Put it
change,
on the butt.
when you change the sheets. Well, as a baby, yeah.
Oh, when you change the sheets,
But
you
when
threw
you
it on
change
the...
the sheets, I put it on, you know,
Okay.
to make it smell. So when you get in the bed, you know, the sheets smell all powdery.
Okay, all powdery.
I think we did stuff like that.
Okay.
We don't do that no more.
Okay, we don't want to do that.
No.
Yeah, okay. So I'm in the room, and I'm vibing. How old was I?
I think you were about 4 going on 5 because
About 4 going on 5.
You was about 4. Yeah.
Okay. I was about 4 going on 5. And I think I was just bored or something, you know? My dad was downstairs being a dad, doing what dads do, whatever that is. And I was in the room. And I think I remember taking the powder and like doing like this. And some came out. So in my mind, I was like, oh, this is going to be a great art project for me to do now. And so I start flinging the powder. And I think it was one of these bottles, about this.
Yeah, it was a big, it was,
About-
it was
yeah.
a big container. It was a big container of powder.
I think it was about one of these big powder bottles. So I'm flinging it. I'm flinging it. But I didn't stop. And that's where things get a little tricky. I don't know what was going on in my mind to where I wouldn't stop flinging the powder.
I think you started seeing it going all over you, and that was fun.
I was excited.
You was turning white.
I was turning white. I was turning Caucasian, and I wanted the same benefits that they get out in society, and I wanted it.
You was definitely white.
So I'm tossing, and I believe I used, if not the whole, like I was, like the room was white.
The whole room. Yeah.
The whole room was white. and I'm just flinging powder, and I'm in there. You know, when you a kid and like you in your own mind, own world, you just think like this is it for life. Life don't get better than this. Little did I know life was gonna get real bad
Real quick.
real quick. So I do my thing, and maybe you could take it from here because I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, when I came home,
Okay.
I think your dad had already discovered that you had done that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
he had to let me see it. And
So he didn't clean it up first.
Oh no. He had to let me see
So
it.
Dad, so
He
he could have maybe de-escalated.
All I remember is he said, Stevie, that boy, he done got the better and got in the room and I was like, what? happened?
I know. See, when my dad get mad, he go to stuttering. He be like, that boy in the other.
I got to the step.
Yeah.
And he had called you and you were coming down the step and all I saw was look like a ghost. And I was like, what did you do? And as I went up the steps, so I
know,
I'm
and
like,
now me, I'm
yeah,
like,
you scared. You scared
I'm like,
at this point.
no.
I was like, I'm gonna beat your tail. I ain't say ass. I should have said ass.
You should have said ass.
I said, I'm gonna beat your tail.
Because I was acting an ass.
I'm gonna beat your tail. I get up to that room, and when I say
It was everywhere.
it was everywhere. I don't even know how I got it all the powder clean. I didn't think I was ever gonna get that powder cleaned up.
Like I covered the room.
It was like everywhere. It was everywhere. And it wasn't just you. And I got you. This was the one arm beating.
One arm beating.
This was the one arm beating.
Yeah.
And
I think I remember
went
that part.
Wailing that tail.
I remember that part.
Now, it wasn't child abuse.
No. I turned out a good kid.
Yeah, you see.
I turned out a good kid.
That gonna show them.
Sometimes that deserved it though.
Yeah.
Consequences and repercussions.
Yes, you deserved it.
That deserved that.
Yeah.
I think I remember that portion.
The one arm.
Yeah.
And me holding you and with the chicka pow.
And I know it looked funny. I wish we had a slow motion camera because I know
you
dust.
You were still.
I know dust was flying everywhere.
It was dusty, and between us trying not to laugh about it because it was something me and Steve, me and your daddy, we were trying not to laugh about it, but it was funny because it was dust flying everywhere. I'm being your get in there. And
what y'all didn't realize, see, you didn't know I was gonna, make it in the entertainment industry like I did today.
No.
And so what you didn't realize is I was really being an art director. I was really just like making a scene like snow. It was like a snow effect.
That's probably what you thought you were doing.
Yeah, I was making a snow effect. So like you wasn't as advanced as I was at 4 or 5 years old to know that.
But your hair, so you had to get. I said, get in there and get in that tub, and you had to wash.
And when you get powder wet,
it was in your
mess.
hair. I had to wash your hair. I had to get the clothes off, wash the clothes, clean everything, and it was a horrible mess. And that was, I think that was the first time I really tore your tail up like that.
Nah, yeah,
you got spankings.
That deserves a tail towing.
That was definitely a day that I just could not.
Yeah, you'll never forget that. Back. You'll never forget that. I'll never forget that.
But you were a good child. I'm not gonna say because you could go out in the neighborhood and play and come back. And we could trust the community that we were in at the time in the military, and our neighbors. You was always playing with them. Yeah. So I mean, you had your little community, and then I just didn't understand why that day, as many times as the powder has been sitting around, you decide
imagination.
Is that your creative side? That's why
I have high frequency creative agency. Okay. It's because imagination.
Okay.
And how you can take the imagination I was just foreshadowing my future.
Your future. Okay.
Yeah. So
did you foreshadow that you were gonna get your tail tore up? That's
the one part I missed.
That's not the
That's
part
the
that you
part I
had
missed.
in your foreshadowing.
So
Okay.
yeah, guys, that is the time that I threw powder all over my room and myself. I hope you enjoyed this video with my mother and Bentley, who is laying here asleep,
Who has to be in the middle of
who has to be in
everything?
the middle of everything. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you on the next DT story.